She's passionate, she's fun, and she's inspiring. Let's welcome our host, Kimberly, from Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel Web Summit. And a warm welcome to you. Thanks for joining us, and we've got an exciting guest coming right up. Kimberly, take it away.
It's Kimberly Hopshide with Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel and the Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel Web Summit. I am super excited. We have you guys back. You missed the last one. We're going to get it up on replay. If you missed the last one, it was amazeballs. April was there. Some people found it. Christian found it. A bunch of people found it. We actually had a 404 error link on it because Mike came in at the last minute to save the day and give a great talk because we had one of our other speakers that wasn't able to make it. When we did that, we actually transferred the link over, and then it became a problem that people didn't have the link. So we went ahead and did our workaround. Now, this is a really good lesson for people who are struggling and they're like, I don't know, like, what if something blows up? What if something goes wrong? Well, things blow up, things go wrong. That just happens. And then when it does, you just work around it. It's totally fine. So let me see if I can put that. Okay, Mercy, you got to shut off your video. Okay, so awesome things happen when you just push forward and make things happen. Like, people show up for you that are fantastic. So in the last one, we actually had a struggle finding people, like finding you guys to get you back on the talk. And what happened was we ended up sending out an additional email. Mercy posted the link in the chat. And then we actually did have somebody find us, which was April, and she's been with us on the whole summit. And so we asked April, like, what are you seeing on your end? How can we fix it from your perspective? And by doing that, by just launching forward and making the, just keep things happen, right? But as things unfold, basically what you want to do is just keep pushing forward. Mistakes will happen. We are human beings. Like, things happen, technology breaks, and what you just need to do is show up in a big way, keep a smile on your face, figure it out, and see how you can serve the best way possible. So if you missed our last talk by Mike Wolf of Mike Wolf Mastery, it's going to be in the replays later today, so check it out. All right. Now we're going to get started with this next talk, which is about how to build an amazing referral network. And this is one of those things where people are like, Kimberly, you know everybody. Like, I am. Actually, the way I show up in the world is I'm a master connector. I am a joint venture manager, and I work based on relationships. We talk a lot about Facebook ads, but one of the things that I do not do for any of my businesses, really never have, is post Facebook ads. I just don't do it because I have so much that happens from my referral network that it's a really powerful way to get business without paying upfront for advertising. Now, for those of you who do Facebook ads, there's no shame in that game. I'm just really bad at it, and all of my business seems to come from this other direction. So I wanted to share some of the things that I do to create a referral network. Now, what is a referral network? A lot of people are throwing out words like joint venturing and my referral partners and stuff like that. What does that actually mean? So what I want you to do as entrepreneurs is tell me in the chat box what your niche is. Niche or niche. Who do you serve? And I'm talking on the macro level. So don't give me your avatar that's 16, paragraphs long. What I really want is like 5 words or less on who it could be one word, like, who do you serve? You could serve hikers, you could serve entrepreneurs, you could serve health and wellness professionals, you could serve 4th grade teachers, you could serve whoever you serve. So go ahead and throw it in the chat box. Okay, so we've got realtors, new managers, work from home employees and entrepreneurs, young families, corporate leaders, and HR professionals. Fantastic. That is your niche. So what you're going to do is start building relationships with your co-opetition. Okay, so I don't actually believe in competition. I serve entrepreneurs. How many other people out there serve entrepreneurs? A lot of other people serve entrepreneurs, right? And that's okay. What I'm looking for is other people who also serve entrepreneurs to build out my referral network, because I want to get in front of their audience, which is, hello, entrepreneurs. So what you want to do is start finding other people that serve your same community and start building relationship with them. Even if they do something that sounds exactly like what you do, start building relationship with them. And you're not here to say, oh my gosh, I can't, like I can't refer your stuff, or I can't like work with you because you do what I do. Well, imagine what I do is pretty much what everybody who serves entrepreneurs does, right? Like I serve entrepreneurs and I help them get their business to the next level. So awesome. Who doesn't, right? But it serves entrepreneurs. Like everybody does that, right? So you really want to realize that I serve them with my personality in a very specific way, and others will serve them with their personality in a totally different way. As a matter of fact, my mentor, my guide, my coach, Imana Guy, who I pay money to coach me, is an amazing person. But we have built over 3 years, we built a fantastic relationship where not only does he serve me, but I actually serve him as well. I am his joint venture manager. So now I create joint venture relationships for Success Road Academy to be able to promote his products and services. Who does he serve? Entrepreneurs, in a very similar way that I do, because he's my mentor. And there's a lot of his stuff that I believe in and I take into what I do and I serve it to my people. But of course, I'm going to recommend his products and services, even though they're very similar to what I do, because he really has good stuff out there. And people may want his personality, which is a much more introverted guy, kind of a little bit younger than me, and just a different personality. And people may learn from him in a different way than they learn from me. They may like us both. As a matter of fact, somebody that's on here right now is Christian Smith, and he can tell you the difference between Iman and I. Big difference, like big, right? And at the same time, we serve from the heart. We're very heart-centered. But we want to work, he wants to work with my people, and I want to work with his people to serve them in different complementary ways. So the first thing that you want to do to build a referral network is actually to go in and find other people who serve your same market. Okay, so Christian, you can put that in the full chat. I think you guys can email everybody in this one. Christian says different frequencies that do complement. It's true. Actually, he talks very fast too, but I talk much higher than him. He talks very low, so it's a big difference. So anyway, big difference, but also very similar. Okay, so and in a complementary way. So that's what you want to do. Now, a more wide example is if I sell hiking boots and I work with somebody and I partner up with somebody who sells tent equipment, that probably hikers want tent equipment, and tent equipment people want hiking boots, right? So if I sell hiking boots, I can team up, like meet and build relationship with somebody who builds tent equipment, and we can create an opportunity to support each other and say, hey, this tent equipment is really good, especially, I mean, if you totally believe in it, right? So so that you can say, hey, hiking boot customers of mine, I would love for you to find out about this tent equipment because it's really solid or very light or really awesome, or they have higher quality than most people, or whatever their sales pitch program is. Please meet John, who is with the tent building equipment. And then conversely, he can introduce you to his crowd and promote you to his group. So that's the basic premise behind a referral network, where you have a complementary partner who serves your community, your same kind of community that you described above, with a different product or service, or a very similar product or service. It can be really very, very close, but if you're more comfortable, you can start with further away and build that relationship. Now, I want to talk about something called, does everybody understand that? Give me a heck yes, or I got this now, or I still have questions, or I have no idea what you're talking about, Kimberly. Just throw that in the chat box so I know where you are. I'll try not to leave anybody behind, because I want to make sure that sometimes we get on these summits and we're like, oh, everybody knows what JV partner is. And yeah, everybody doesn't. So then we leave people behind, and I feel bad about that. Okay, so good. It sounds like everybody's with me. Fantastic. Super excited. So let's move forward from that. Now, let's talk about upstream and downstream partners. An upstream partner is somebody who serves people before they get to you. And a downstream partner is who needs your stuff, or who needs more stuff after they work with you. So that's really unclear. So I'm going to say it in a couple of different ways. If I, as Kimberly Hobscheid of Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel, have a program that serves budding or growing entrepreneurs that are at, maybe it's, trying to get to 6 or 7 figures, And then I have somebody who can teach them about how to get from 7 to 8 figures. They would be a downstream partner for me because I don't teach that. So I do, and I don't want to teach that, right? Or if after working with me, they're like, that was great, Kimberly, but I also want to do Facebook ads. Somebody who teaches how to do Facebook ads is a downstream partner for me because they're done learning from me and now they need to learn how to do Facebook ads. Pretty much everybody on this summit is a downstream partner for me because they, like, after you get done with me, you're like, I need legal advice. I need advice from Ian Foster to make sure I don't screw up in the world, right? Or I need to figure out how to turn this income into passive income because I'm working too much. So you need Mike Wolf to talk to you about how to do passive income, right? Maybe some people are stuck and they're like, hey, I need mindset, a mindset fix before I can move to the next step with Kimberly. So they would be a downstream partner with me. They may come back to me, but then they are a downstream partner for me. Okay. So that's downstream. Like after I'm finished with them, they need this. I have created a new problem, right? So if I teach you, for example, how to do a meetup group, right? We talked about that on our last talk, how to create a meetup group and monetize from it, right? And then they create a meetup group and they build this giant list and they're like, okay, now I don't know what to do with this giant list. I need a course. I need a course to sell to these people that I have this giant list from. And you're like, and I don't actually teach that. I teach that you should have a course, but I don't teach how to do an online course. But I have somebody, in fact, my mentor, Iman Guy, who teaches a fantastic lesson on how to create an online course in 60 days or less. So Iman is actually a downstream partner for me. When you work with downstream partners, what happens is you can refer your people to them and then they can make money, which is awesome, and give you a referral fee back, also known as affiliate fee, also known as joint venture commission, joint venture relationship, and a joint venture commission or a bonus. It could be a variety of things. But if you help people that are in downstream and refer them your existing customers or people that you know, then that is a downstream partner and they would be paying you an affiliate relationship back. But really what we're talking about is building a referral network upstream as well. Now, I recommend when you do this building that you actually build your downstream first, because it's way easier to start helping other people than it is to start asking for somebody to help you, because you may not have a proven product yet that you have ready to offer. So upstream partners are people who can refer you business. So I want you to put in the chat box who your upstream partners are. Like if I am in audiobooks, and this might take you a little while, but I'll share this example and then it may help you think of how to find upstream partners. So where do they come from? What are they doing before? Are you guys having a problem? Somebody said the screen is black. Hopefully you guys can see me. I don't know. You see me? Everybody can see me? Hello? I'm here. Somebody put a note in the chat that you can see me. Awesome. Perfect. All right, great. So an upstream partner is where they are before they come to you. So in grade school, an upstream partner would be first grade for the second grade. Like they're coming from the first grade to get to the second grade. They have to go through first grade first, or most of them do, and then they come into second grade. So upstream is second grade, downstream is third grade, right? They're moving forward. And so for me, I run an audiobooks company. My upstream partners are people who help people write books, right? I can go and talk to individual authors about, hey, would you like to create an audiobook? Or I could go to a book publisher and say, hey, would you like to offer another product or service to your clientele that's audiobooks? I have an audiobook production company. Would you like to have your people produce audiobooks through my company? And I'll give you a referral fee for everybody who buys one. And they'll say, fantastic, yes. Or they'll say, like, tell me more about what you've got. So upstream partners are harder to find because you're not actually doing them a favor. A lot of people are like, of course I am. They're making money from me. Yeah, well, you got to be able to know, like, and trust. They're going to want to know about your products and services. You may have to give away free stuff to them first so that they know what you're all about. and they can know, like, and trust you enough to refer you to their program. Finding downstream partners is super easy because you can say, hey, I use that stuff. Like, I actually, Facebook ads, I have used the person who I refer to as as the person to do Facebook ads. I have used her with my other clients, and she's been very successful for them. So I know they've had success, and I have built my know, like, and trust factor for her name's Tammy Lane. If you guys want to Google her, she's amazing. Tammy Lane really teaches Facebook Faucet. She's fantastic. And if you want to do Facebook ads, go work with her. She's fantastic. She's a downstream partner for me. So anytime I have the chance, I can refer business to Tammy because she's just good people. It's always easier to find downstream partners than upstream partners. However, remember what I said about them coming back to you? Oftentimes they will come back to you because you are now a go-to resource. So if I refer people to Tammy Lane and they do Facebook ads with her, they might come back and say, Kimberly, now I need somebody to do my social media posts. Great, I got somebody for you there too, right? Or I need somebody to teach me how to do Meetup. Well, I can teach you how to do Meetup, so I can serve you in that way. Or I really want to know how to do a web summit so I can build my list. I could teach you how to do that, right? So it's good to have that referral network because you've become a go-to resource for people who need for people who are in your group who need not only your stuff, but other people's stuff. All right, so don't try to be all things to all people. Reach out and build relationships with other people who serve your tribe and recommend their stuff to your people. All right, anybody have it? That was a lot of information. So anybody have any questions on that? So an upstream partner is somebody who has your people before they're ready for you, like a publisher, a book publisher. And then once they have books published, they could need an audiobook. I can't work with anybody until they actually have a book published as an audiobook producer. Can't work with them. They need to go through first grade before they go through second grade, right? So I can't do that. However, after they're done working with me, now they need marketing, like a ton of marketing, right? They got to market their book and their audiobook. So I can refer them downstream to somebody for me. Now, here's an interesting thing. When you build relationships and you become a master connector, it gets even more powerful. Because here's what happened in my real, honest to goodness life. I had this audiobook company before I had Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel. And I started working with book publishers, right, that published books. And they were my upstream partners. And several of them came on board and they're like, great, I would love to work with you. Can we refer each other business, right? Like, I'll refer people to your product if you refer people to mine. And I was like, great, I'd love to. And suddenly I realized that my list had nobody on it who hadn't already written a book, right? Because all of my audiobooks people had already written books. So my referral back to them was terrible, right? Like, I didn't have anybody take them up on their offer on how to write a book and get it book published and get it to bestseller and all of those things. I just didn't have anybody to refer back. So fast forward, I then started a business called Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel, and I started building a list of entrepreneurs. What does every entrepreneur, coach, author, speaker, expert ideally need in order to grow their credibility? A book, so that they can actually have written the book on the subject, right? So now suddenly I had an opportunity to refer business back to my upstream partners and work with them and thank them for referring me business in the past. Now I had this upstream, downstream kind of great relationship with everybody, and I could create momentum for more people by growing my thought process. Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions on that? Am I losing people? Or are you like, wait, totally didn't get that. I don't know what upstream and downstream is. I can't even spell upstream and downstream. Let me know in the chat box where you are. Are you with me? Are you like, it's okay if you say I'm confused, I have a question, I really don't know. Okay, I'm listening. I've got, okay, actually I have a question. Are you getting JV affiliates from the downstream all the time? No. There are some times where I don't get affiliate fees at all. There are other things that you can benefit from by creating relationship with somebody and not get paid immediately out of that referral. Most of my referrals, I do not get paid immediately out of. I get paid because I build relationship with people like Mike Wolf and people like Ian and people who have been on the summit, but also I am building relationship with some of those people on the summit. There are people that are on my summit right now that only gave away a downloadable link. And that's awesome. They're not actually selling anything on my summit. Down the road, if those people, if people decide to nurture into it, then I might have an affiliate fee from them from that point, or just a referral fee, or just a thank you note, or an Amazon gift card. But you know what else I get? I get relationship. I get people who refer me other speakers. Like Ian has referred me a ton of speakers. Like, oh my God, I was on Kimberly's summit. It was amazeballs. I got 15 new clients from it. She's really all that and a bag of chips. You guys need to check her out. Wonderful. That is not a direct payment, although I haven't gotten direct payments from Ian. That's not a direct payment, but it's a really good indirect relationship builder. So I've gotten people to refer me other speakers, people that have referred me clients, people that have said, hey, you just need to check her out. You need to join her Facebook group. You should check out her YouTube channel. All kinds of amazing things can come from that end up building your business in a bigger way. So you have to think outside. There is no box, but outside the box, if there was a box, you would need to think outside it. There is no box. Have I said that enough? There's no actual box. Think outside the box and really see what you can create in the world. Mike, our last speaker, was talking about how you show up in the world to serve others and the money will come. And that has been my experience, right? And it doesn't mean that I never charge for anything. It just means that I create a world of abundance around me and I make sure that people are served in the best possible way and I do what I love. So for me, I really focus on having fun and creating joy in the world and helping the people I really want to help. And then people come to me and they want to be on my summit, or they want to be a speaker, or they want to get more information, or they want to get referred to somebody, or they need help with Facebook ads. And I have ways of helping them. That's beyond my, there is no box, beyond my box. Does that make sense? All right. So people have put in the chat box, and I want to reward you for doing that because I want to talk about that. Put in the chat box, and you're welcome to send it to all panelists and all attendees. And the reason I say that is because this is a network right here. There are other people who may serve your tribe. And so if you talk about who's upstream and who's downstream from you, people may say, I can help with that, or I have your people, or I would love to partner with you. So definitely put that in the chat box. And then we're going to talk to you about how you can amplify that like 100-fold. Okay, so upstream for me, April says, would be the people who host groups for moms, or people who host free Facebook groups for people who work from home, general community, collaboration, or a place to vent about work from home life. So I bet there's several people on there like, hey, April, I have lists of those people, or I know people like that, or you should speak to my group, or I know that there's, there's a list of several mompreneurs in Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel that I met during the summit. You should meet so-and-so. So those are the kinds of things that you can put out there if you know very clearly who you serve and what you're trying to do for them. Okay, let's see. Christian says, upstream are for B2C are staffing firms, employment lawyers, divorce lawyers, therapists that deal with people in transition. So Christian actually helps people know, like, make that transition within a career. So he actually helps mid-level employees. So if you have a group of mid-level employees, Christian would be a great person to work with. Now, upstream from that would be divorce lawyers and employment lawyers and therapists that deal with people in transition. Downstream from that would be like people who can, I don't know if you help them build their resume, but downstream from you might be a resume builder, or somebody who can help them build their LinkedIn profile, or somebody that can help them position themselves well in an interview, right? I actually have a book called something about introverts and position your strengths as an introvert to make an outstanding job change, or something like that. I forget what it is. It's actually my best-selling audiobook. But it's actually for people like that. And somebody who sells a book on that matter would be a great downstream partner for Christian. So he might reach out to those people and say, hey, You help people build resumes. I don't want to do that. I have my own strengths. I don't want to learn how, like, be the best at that. But I have people all the time in my chat rooms and in my customer base that need really fabulous resumes. What if I refer you people? Can we build a referral relationship where we could work together? And then you can refer me back people that are building their resumes with you that that really need what I have to offer, which is career counseling and transition for midlife. See how that works? So it's sort of this nice push-pull kind of like warm relationship. I can help you if you can help me. And it's not at all the other thing that people think it is, which is if you send 3 emails for me, I'll send 3 emails for you. It doesn't work that way anymore. It's really about relationship and how you can build and support each other. Okay, April is now talking about downstream. So downstream for me are the people who help people work from home with specific tools and services. People who help coach for accountability, productivity, ergonomics. And yes, I'm glad you said ergonomics, tech tools and services, office arrangements. Absolutely. So there are people in Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel who help with all of those things. So if you reach out and say, I'm looking to build referral partnerships with these people, you're going to have a lot of people respond like, oh my God, I can help with that. Oh my God, I can help with that. Because we're all focused on what we have to offer and not how we can help other people. But you can change the tide and you can say, hey, I want to create a relationship with you that's a referral relationship. If you do these things, I want to talk to you about my tribe. And they will launch into your room and say, yes, I'd love to book a call with you, because they know that you are potentially a really good partner to sell their stuff. But just be sure that you're building that relationship and making it my magic win-win-win. It has to be a win for your tribe first and foremost. If you're bringing in somebody who talks about ergonomics and this is a really good example actually. They talk about ergonomics and the importance of ergonomics for your work environment for entrepreneurs. Some, but a very, very small percentage of entrepreneurs have ergonomically good work environments. Why? Because they work from home. Their boss did not buy them an ergonomically correct chair. They had to fork out the $2,000 for themselves, and many of them did not. So if you have somebody who talks about ergonomics, you want to make sure that they're able to talk to your tribe about something other than a $2,000 to $4,000 chair. I mean, that's fine and all, but it may not be the right audience for that. While entrepreneurs do need to have an ergonomic environment, they may not have the idea that spending $2,000 to $4,000 on an ergonomic chair is the best use of their investment when they're struggling to find new clients. So although they might be a really good person for you, if they don't have the right attitude and the right approach and they don't serve your audience well, it's not going to be a win-win-win. So the first person that has to win, or the first group that has to win, is actually your tribe, the people that you have that you've served. The second person that has to win is your affiliate partner. Are they actually going to make money from serving your tribe or get benefit in some other way, even if they're not making money, right? Maybe it builds their list. Maybe it's a nurture campaign. Maybe people will take their downloadable. I don't know. But if you can serve them in some way where they can win and they can be like, oh my God, that was so fun and awesome. That's fantastic. Maybe it's just giving them a stage or a platform to get out in front of other people and show their stuff and get feedback from the audience. Like, oh, that's a $2,000 chair. No freaking way am I paying for that as an entrepreneur, right? Like, maybe that's the feedback they need and that's helpful for them. So it could be a win, probably not. Anyway, and then it also has to be a win for you, right? You are not just putting people in front of your tribe to serve them and the other person and you lose, right? No, and I don't know many examples of that, but there are some affiliate relationships that work out where the partner turns around and does not nice things and takes your people kind of thing. And they can't really take your people because they're your people. So people get nervous about that. But if for example, somebody came on and said, summits are a really shitty way to get the word out about who you are and what you do. And they did that on my summit. That would not be nice, right? That would not be a win for me. So, or something that was like sabotaging to me, that would not be a win. So it has to be a win-win-win in order for the referral partnership to work, right? So just some food for thought. So thank you. That was one question and I went for a long time on that. Sorry, April, you're awesome. All right, next one is Jill, who says, upstream are other coaches in my community with different niches. Probably not. It could be, but I need to know more about that, Jill, because really what you're looking for is primarily somebody who serves your same niche. Because what if I went out and taught, here's an example. What if as an audiobook person, I went out and talked to a whole bunch of people who were writers and not authors, right? They didn't have a book yet. They were just starting to write. Or maybe they were hikers. And I went and talked to them and I was like, hey, I'd like to talk to you about audiobooks. It would not necessarily be a direct win-win-win, because I'm talking like, those are not my people, right? They're not going to buy my audiobooks necessarily. And it's not a win for the person who's promoting me, because they're like, why the hell did they just refer me to Kimberly? I don't want audiobooks. I'm going to unsubscribe. And it's not a win for the audience, because they're like, why the hell am I here? Right? So if it's not your niche, I would look into that, Jill, and see if it really, really is, unless your job is like to move people into your niche. I don't know. Like that's curious to me. I'd be interested to find out more. All right, Lauren says, upstream groups are upstream is groups that I'm involved in with like-minded people that are looking for alternative health options. Okay. Yes. So anybody who serves people who are into wellness and maybe fitness would be a good upstream part, or a good referral partner for you. They could be upstream and downstream. So not necessarily people who are pouring into you, but you can pour into as well. Christian says, my niche is career transition. What are your niches, everyone? Good for you. Thank you for that. Jill says, downstream are other coaches who specialize in other areas. Downstream are professionals in my areas and my clients need tasking. I'm not sure what that is. So after we're backing up in the chat a little bit, but Jill, tell me what you mean. Christian says, okay, see, I already answered that one. So, so far so good. Okay, Beverly says, I'm confused, which is probably about that upstream, downstream. Hopefully we've clarified it a little bit. If not, you can certainly send a note to support@erfsummit.com and we'll see if we can get you some more information on it. And I do actually have a really good referral for you at the end of this. All right, April says, I understand that summits aren't great money makers, but great list makers. They can be good money makers, and they are fantastic list builders, and they are fantastic at getting your credibility and your authority up. And they're fantastic at building referral networks, because I now have a stage to offer 36 people to come onto my stage and talk about their products or services. Do you know what, like how close of friends all of these speakers are with me? Because they offer my people great value. They offer them great stuff, and I have offered them a stage. They should be, and they are because they're my friends, but they should be immediately grateful. Like even Mike, where we had a technical snafu, he's like, I'm super grateful. Thanks for giving me a stage. That was awesome. Loved being with you. Loved hearing what you had to say. It was super great. Your people were amazing, right? People will catch him on the replay, but they are grateful, and you have given them something. Now we're going to talk about that in just a second. April says, do you feel like the quality of the list you get from a summit is worth the effort? 100%. I'm not paying much out now, but I'm collecting a list of people that I want to work with when I'm ready. Perfect. So really just building relationships does not cost you anything. I want to build more relationships with more people that are out there and serving my same audience. And that's your number one focus, right? If you want to do Facebook ads, do them all day long. That's totally fine, but you're going to pay whether you get leads or not. If you build relationships, here's what happens when I build a relationship. I build a relationship with Ian. Ian says, Kimberly, I'm doing a 3-day event. I would love for you to come and speak on my 3-day event about Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel, because it's a great resource. Fantastic. That's a win. It's a win, win, win. A fantastic referral relationship where I can get new people into my tribe. And then I can nurture them into other products and programs and services for other people that I support, and also my own programs, products, and services. Now, I'm a little unique in that I don't actually have a higher end program. Now, a higher end program is something like $10,000, $25,000 that is like a year-long coaching program with masterminds and all that stuff. I actually don't have that because I don't choose to do that in the way that I show up in the world. But actually, like 95% of my referral partners do. And the reason that I don't is because I would much rather put them in front of somebody who can serve them in a really powerful way for a year and just get a referral fee on that, rather than have to create a program that I would be serving people for a year and then have to bring people into that program. It's only a personal choice. And I don't actually recommend it, because if you show up in the world the way I do, referral partners are like 100% of your job. That's all you do all the time, is get referral partners. So if you don't like sales, and you don't like, well, sales is kind of an icky word, but for me, it's really all about sales. I'm trying to get other people's products and programs in front of other people who are like, yes, I would like to buy that. That's what joint venture relationship is, because eventually, nobody gets paid until somebody actually buys a program, right? So that ideally is how you get paid, unless you're Facebook, and then you get paid no matter what. Okay. Judy says downstream would be other coaches who address different needs from affluent women entrepreneurs or upper management of C-suite women. Exactly. So when you go and you serve your women and they say, hey, next I need a fashion consultant, or next I need a travel booking consultant that can serve me personally, or next I need somebody who can, be a great dog groomer, or whatever it is. If you are an affluent woman, I got all kinds of things that I could refer you to, but there are tons of things that those people need. Building relationships with them and saying, hey, I have an entire tribe of affluent C-suite women who are looking for your kind of stuff. Let's talk about how we can do a referral network, right? And then as those people come across people that need your stuff, they can actually refer back, Judy, right? So if you're working with somebody who's like, awesome, I need a travel booking company for a very, very high-end travel experience, and then you build that relationship and you say, I am looking for women entrepreneurs and C-suite executives. So as you run across people, are you comfortable telling them about my programs, products, and services? And then build that mutual referral relationship where you can refer things back. All right, Daniel says, upstream for us are video production companies, web developers, PR agencies, marketing companies. They all use video, 3D TVs, personalized interactive video technology. So cool. That's a very specific niche. First of all, congratulations for having a very specific niche, Daryl. That's awesome. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm all things to all people, but you're not. You're like, I am in this stream and I'm really good at it, and this is my lane and I'm playing in it really well. So fantastic. Good job. And yes, go build relationships with those people, because upstream partners could refer you things. Now, as you're going to those upstream partners, remember that you have to have a program or a product or a service that is already proven to work, that pays out really well, and that you have good referrals on. A lot of times they're going to want to know testimonials. A lot of times they're going to want free stuff. They may say, I've got plenty of partners that do that, or I already have relationships that do that. That's fine. Now you want to make sure that you are building relationship with them over time. The secret to building relationship, ladies and gentlemen, write this down. If you've written nothing down from this whole summit, you're crazy. But if you have written nothing down from the summit, write this down. If you don't have a pen and paper, get your email out and email this to yourself. Referral relationships are a game of I will go first. Referral relationships are a game of I will go first. All right. So when you show up in front of your referral partner, you need to be sure that you're going to offer them value first. And it's not, you can have $500 for selling my $2,000 program. That's not what I mean by value. I mean, how can you serve them? What do they need that you can help them with? How can you give them value first? A great way to do that is by getting them business, or getting the word out about who they are and what they do, or helping them to get seen and heard in a bigger way. Why do you think I have a summit? Because one of the ways I go first is by talking to people about, you're perfect for my audience. You're a great business partner. Would you like to be on my summit and talk to my attendees? We have 1,000 people that register for each of my summits. Would you like to speak? It's a great way to build relationship, because my niche is entrepreneurs. If somebody serves entrepreneurs and I want to work with them, and they're my upstream and they will give me people, one of the first things I can do is instead of saying, hey, will you market my stuff and send 3 emails to me and vouch for me and tell everybody how perfect I am? Instead of doing that, I will say, would you like to come and speak on my summit? Gives them a stage to work from, gives them an opportunity to be seen and heard. That is one of the most powerful things about creating a summit. But we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about that later. So I'm just very passionate about that particular subject. Okay. Christian says, April, I will look for you on ERF. Fantastic. You guys, in this particular one, you're welcome to talk about your programs, products, and services. In other ones, we would appreciate it. Like some people come on here and they're like, hey, I'm awesome, buy my stuff. And we block them because they're not fun to work with and they're not my people anyway. So we tell people you're not allowed to like advertise who you are and what you do. But in this particular one, we actually want you to do that. We want you to tell people who you are and what you do, right? And then if Christian and April need to talk together, go ahead and email and like give email addresses if you're okay doing that in the chat. If you're not, you can both send a note to support@erfsummit.com and then we will connect you guys if you both want to be connected. But email addresses are kind of sometimes private. So if you don't have an email address that you want to give out, that's fine. All right, so there's a lot of questions, so I got to knock them out because we're running over time. So Jill says, if someone comes to me for smoking cessation, now we know what Jill does, smoking cessation. Perfect. Now we can refer you people like, oh, I know smokers, or oh, I know people who help people with smoking, or oh, I'm connected with this group that helps people with addictions, and you might be a really good speaker for that, right? So now there's tons of people that we can refer you to. So thank you for saying that. That coach also refers back to me if they have someone who is in my niche, right? You actually serve smokers. Is that correct? Smokers who want to quit? That's a great niche. It's a very tiny, good, solid, congratulations niche. Congratulations. I'll work on the strategies and also will task the client to see a nutritionist, for example. Yes, so fantastic, because when people quit smoking, they gain weight. I know this because you don't know this, but I was a smoker many years ago before I had kids. I actually was a smoker. Not a very aggressive one, but I did smoke cigarettes, and every once in a while I'll smell them and be like, yes, that's from my past. So yes, you serve smokers and people who want to quit. And then when they quit, then they have other things. They lean on other stuff that to fill that need, right? So you can actually work with exercise professionals and nutritionists and a bunch of other people. So you can say, my people, after they're done with me, they need you. So can we set up a referral relationship? And then people who are in those oftentimes will run across people who smoke and they'll be like, you got to talk to so-and-so. So perfect. Great. Thank you for giving that. Lydia says, I love this. Fantastic. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I received. April says, referral relationships are a game of I'll go first. I'm going to offer value first. Yay. Thank you, April. One of my favorite students. Actually, one of my favorite people. Christian says, okay, so Christian gave the email address. Perfect. I'm cool with anybody who wants my email address. Here you go. Yes, and weight loss. And Wolf says, I introduce teenage girls in a fun and exciting way to teach the tech world with techno thriller books and videos. So Wolf is a guy who's very passionate about women in tech, right? And he's trying to get to the girls who think like, oh, that's just boring and stupid, or it's only for boys, or I can't, or, math is hard and all that stuff, and totally disrupt that by doing like a storybook series on this girl, a teenage girl with pink hair who goes into the world of tech, and it's amazing. So he's fantastic. If you guys now think about this. If you serve moms, he could be a referral partner for you, right? Because he's trying to serve teenage girls and they may buy his books, or he may be selling them to moms, right? And moms have teenage girls that they may want to move into tech. So a lot of great like back and forth ways to exchange information and build relationships. All right, so what did you learn from this? If you learn nothing else, referral relationships are a game of I will go first. All right, now building the relationships, you actually have to get out there and offer something. So think of in terms of what do you have to offer? You need to have levels of things to offer. Yes, you have your program, your product, your service, your $500 course, your $10,000 mastermind, whatever it is. Yes, you have stuff that people can buy. But as you have seen on this summit, you need other things because people won't always pull the trigger immediately on buying your stuff from a summit. So you need other things that you can help people with. For example, a free downloadable. And if you want to learn what goes into a magic downloadable, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Actually, Mercy, can you put that link in the chat again and make sure it goes to the right, because I actually have 2 YouTube channels. So if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like 2 of them on there right way is to create an amazing lead magnet that works. So you need to have a lead magnet, which can be a downloadable or a freebie or a list builder or whatever you call them. But you need to have that available for people to be able to engage with you on a non-paid level, to get value from you before they actually write you a check. All right. A great way to one of the best things that you can do with that is to actually participate in a gift giveaway. If you want to participate in a gift giveaway, basically it's a stack of a whole bunch of gifts all at once. And you can I'm sure you guys have seen these. Like you get this thing, it says, get 40 tools from our entrepreneurs group that are all experts in entrepreneur. You probably received it from me. Like here's a bunch of tools all in one place. And it's everybody's downloadable gift. So they opt into the main list and then they opt into individual gifts that they want. Participate in a gift giveaway. When you participate in my gift giveaway, you can boost your list. People have said between 100 and 500 people added to their list because they participated in my gift giveaway. If you want to do that, we're out of time. Send an email to support@erfsummit.com and I will get you the link so that you can join the gift giveaway. It's a great way to build your list very wicked fast. If you're not ready to do a web summit, do this first. If you're ready to do a web summit, awesome, let's go for it. You don't actually have to do this first. Seriously, you don't. We will talk to you about what you need for a web summit in one of our future talks, but not now. Okay. A really good way to serve your referral partners is by having a list. If you don't have a list, that should be your #1 thing to do, is start building a list. The fact that you don't have a list is actually false. You do. It's LinkedIn and a whole bunch of other places, but what you need to do is reach out to them and start building relationship with those people so they add to your email list. So you need a way of collecting emails. A downloadable is a great way to do that. Again, go to subscribe my YouTube channel and then watch those 2 things on creating an irresistible lead magnet. It'll tell you how to do it easily, and then it'll tell you like advanced techniques on making sure that it's just blow your mind, totally perfect, awesome. So definitely check those out. It's 2 videos. So get your downloadable, which then collects email addresses from people. When you collect their email addresses, you now have a list. Bingo. Put it out on your LinkedIn, put it out on your Facebook, send it out to other people, and then get it in a gift giveaway and start building your list, because that is what you're going to need to be able to grow your referral network. Because in order to pay back, you either need a stage or some way to promote their stuff, some way to promote their product or service, some way to help them get seen and heard by people who are not already theirs. You're trying to get them in front of other people. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're past time. Big surprise, but it was mine, so I'm allowed to go past time. But I'm tired of talking a little bit. So I have to go get some water. Actually, I have my coffee right here. Hold on. Okay, good. So Lorianne says, I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. Thank you for that. That's awesome. What would you recommend as a great email marketing automation? Start cheap, but watch out for when it converts to more emails. All right, start as cheap as you can. I don't really care if you're just beginning and you have under 100 emails if you have them on a spreadsheet. It's totally fine to have them on a spreadsheet. As long as you can automatically collect them on that spreadsheet, totally fine. Try Google Forms, which will lead to a spreadsheet, but then people have to enter their information and you have to send things out and it's not automated and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But cheap, right? Start cheap. But then watch, if you buy MailChimp, there are things that you get limited by and you have struggles with later. So just watch out for that. But do not buy Infusionsoft when you have 2 emails. Don't do that. Very expensive, even though actually that one isn't so expensive when you start, but it gets more expensive. And it's a very powerful machine, but it's like taking a cannon to a knife fight. Don't do that. All right, so start inexpensive. I do like MailChimp. I like ActiveCampaign, But that's sort of like after you get 1,000 emails, you kind of want to, you really want to have some automation, unless you have somebody amazing like Mercy to email stuff out for you. And I do definitely, yes, please, Mercy, please drop that. Please drop that link. I totally forgot to give you the referral. I apologize. All right, so we're going to give you 2 referral links. All right, so this one is a website on how to connect and collaborate with industry leaders. It actually leads you to another program that's called Collaborate, which is fucking fantastic. And it will get you in a room with 200, at least last time it was 200, maybe 300, maybe 150 other people just like us who want to refer you and build a referral relationship with you, right? Who have podcasts, radio shows, TV shows that can get you on stages just like this one, that can start talking to you about what your niche is and who you serve and how they can serve your niche and how you can serve their niche. And it's absolutely freaking fantastic. So go to the link. It actually will have a webinar. I think the webinar is tomorrow during our summit. Just click on it again after our summit, because it'll have a webinar that's after our summit. It's an evergreen webinar. Rich German is going to talk to you about how awesome Collaborate is, and you should definitely join that. And that is my referral link. You can see that it has Homscheid at the end. So if you join that referral link, I will get credit and Rich will say thank you to me. It actually is, there's no cost to join that at all. It's just a matter of referring him people and adding them to his list. And if you're interested in building referral relationships, you should totally do that. Join the next one, or actually, Mercy, remind me in the thread on this one, I need to also put the link to just join Collaborate, because it's super fun and you should totally do it. But I need to find my affiliate link for that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're past time. And we have another amazing speaker at the top of the hour. Mercy, who's at the top of the hour? You probably put that in there, but it's probably further up. And I have to scan up to find it. No, I don't actually see it. Who's next? Do you know who's next? Abigail. Oh, Abigail, she is awesome. You're going to love her heart. She's absolutely fantastic. And April, thank you for sending that. It's Abigail getting cold leads converted to cold cash. Wow, it could not have been planned better. That's fantastic. Cold leads, which are not, it's actually not cold leads if you're getting from a referral partner. It's actually quite warm leads that you're getting from a referral partner. However, turning cold leads and converting them into cold cash is a phenomenal exercise, and we're going to learn on exactly how to do that from Abigail. So join me back at the top of the hour, and we're going to have our outro music here, ladies and gentlemen. Super fun to have you guys here. Thanks for the interaction. And I needed this today. Thanks. That was helpful. Perfect. All right, we're going to dance out of here. Cheers.
That was an amazing expert. We're here with Kimberly, who is the rocket fuel for entrepreneurs. She's on a mission to help you launch your business to new heights. Nobody lives out loud better than Kimberly.
Yes, Marjorie's still here. She had a question in the chat box. I'm going to answer it real quick because it's really cool. Her question is, if you're not clicking with a new referral partner who seems difficult, do you talk, oh, no. She said, if you're not clicking with a new client who seems difficult, do you talk to affiliates about your reservations before referring? Yes, definitely do that. Give them a heads up right away. I thought she was going to ask if you have a referral partner who seems difficult. I only work with people that I like working with. I do not refer people that rub me the wrong way, or that are like, I don't refer people that are referral partners that rub me the wrong way. If they show up wrong, or they're like, they don't do what they say they're going to do, or they just aren't my style or whatever, I just don't put them on a stage. No shame in that game. We just didn't get along. It's just fine. Just not what I do. Okay. So I thought that was your question. So I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you back at the top of the hour.